PDP and APC come for each other again. One thing for sure is that Nigeria decides 2023 will be a function of the decision of the Nigerian people. Let's have this discussion already. My name is ADS. Many Nigerians are not happy with the way things have turned out in the country. People are hungry. There is food inflation, scarcity of fuel, insecurity challenges, and what have you. A chieftain of the All Progressive Congress, APC, was asked a very critical question as regards the state of the nation on national TV. Here is what he said. Watch.
In 2015, just like it's being said, that your party promised change. And the question is, what has changed in their story in the past? And I'm asking this question not without any kind of prejudice. I'm asking the question because we need to hold politicians to account on what they promise. See what the PDP has said, that your party has not been able to keep to any promise. In fact, all the promises that you have made to Nigerians, you have delivered in the negative.
That's coming from the PDP. That's coming from the PDP.
Absolutely. Are they right or wrong?
Well, I could put this to you right now. What promise have the PDP kept to their own people, to their own party, and to themselves? None whatsoever. Look, listen, there have been challenges, but if you want to talk about the road to recovery, if you want to talk about the way forward, let's talk about it. There have been challenges in the past. Challenges that have been quite overwhelming to not just this country, but a number of countries that have affected the economy negatively. That is a given. I'm also telling you that this administration, that's the President Buhari administration, is coming to the end of its tenure. Things have been done rightly in some respects. Things have not been done so well in other respects. There's no running away from that. Nobody, no government, not even the Obasanjo regime of 1999 to 2007, which I served, was perfect in its ways. Everybody, every government that comes and goes makes some errors and makes and does some positive things. And I'm telling you right now that this new dispensation that we're entering is a completely different one. The good things that the Buhari administration has done will be carried along and continued, and the things that were not done so well would not be continued in that way. That is why you have a new president coming on board. Now, having said that, I think we've been a little bit disingenuous and unfair on the past administration, and I've argued against them on many occasions in the past until I began to appreciate certain things. Let me give you an example. The issue of rice, for example, rice production, agricultural production in this country. Before this government came in, we were totally importing rice. We were hardly producing any rice. Now we are virtually, we produce our own rice and we're exporting rice. Wheat has gone down. Wheat importation has gone down by 50% in this country as a consequence of the agricultural reforms of this government.
That was controversial Femi Fani-Kayo, the FFK, former aviation minister and a member of the APC. The question was, your party promised change. What has changed since you got into power in 2015? He made mention of rice production as an achievement of the ruling party. We are faced with food inflation, yet we are forced to believe rice production has gone up now. Where is the food? Of course, you know what a bag of rice costs in the market as at today compared to what it used to be in 2015 before the APC took over. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has warned Nigerian people on the dangers of re-electing the APC into power. Hear what the governor of Edo State, Godwill Obaseki, said in this regards. Watch.
I believe that this will be an easy election for us if we campaign right. Because, honestly, we must be. Our heads should be examined as citizens of Nigeria if we don't even contemplate voting for a government like APC. In fact, like I said, God forbid APC comes into power. This country will break up. This country will fail. It has already failed. Because, nobody has done the kind of damage the APC government has done to this country. I don't know how we will recover. I honestly don't. For us, my heart is beating that by the time President Atiku gets in, we will not be able to sleep more day and night. As I speak to you today, the debt of this country, of our country, is going to 60 trillion. When are we going to get out of it? Every day, every month, they're printing.
According to the governor, Nigeria will break up if APC win as head of government again. Our external debt is about hitting 60 trillion naira with no hope to pay back, and we are still borrowing more. It's truly a messy situation. Now, the Rivers State Governor Inyasin Wike is angry that the presidential candidate of his party, Atiku Abubakar, came to Rivers State to pick people that will form members of his campaign council and didn't bother to even let him know as the governor of the state. Watch.
Now, some people have asked me, oh, why is it that they don't see the presidential candidate's picture, the party chairman? I said, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? The presidential candidate entered my state and picked members of the presidential council without the whole governor of the state having a contribution. The presidential candidate entered Rivers State, picked those he wants to pick without the contribution of the governor. So they said they don't need me to campaign for them, that they don't want Rivers people to campaign for them. Will you force yourself? No. Will you force yourself? No. If somebody says doesn't want you, will you go and push yourself? No. You sit down and do the work you can do, and that is the end of it. I have never seen how people would disrespect a state like Rivers State and go and choose those who are enemies of the state. Enemies of the state. Without the contribution of we. So that is what they did.
This is how funny. Wike and his camp made a demand that the national chairman of the party, Iyocha Ayu, must step down for a southern chairman to take over, or he will have nothing to do with the presidential campaigns. Ayu has refused to step down, and Atiku is not willing to force him to resign. Hence why he sidelined Wike. But I don't understand how Wike intends to do this. To campaign for the PDP in his state and not campaign for the presidential candidate of his party. Let's see how this pans out. Finally, as regards the security challenges we face in this country, it seems the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, have a solution to it. Hear what he said. Watch.
Recently today, the Americans issued an alert as regards insecurity, threats of terrorist attacks and the likes. If you were Commander-in-Chief, give us step by step of how you would respond to an alert as issued by the Americans just yesterday.
Rufai, even with a gun on my head, I can't give you detail of what I'm going to do with the issue of security. But I'm going to be Commander-in-Chief. I'll deal with it decisively. I can't tell you how I'm going to deal with it, because if I tell you, it won't work.
No,
but I can tell you.
International law.
No,
you have responsibility
there's no
to protect. Well, it's called RPP.
Yes, I said my first responsibility in this country is to secure life and property. It's the most critical thing, because unless you do it, nobody will invest. The farmers can go back, so there's no food production. There's nothing that will happen without security. But for me to, not even America, all the things I've followed, America, even when they were going in Baghdad and everything, they were just saying they will attack massively and decisively, and they never gave us how they were going to do it that night. How can I tell you inch by inch what we're going to do? I'll be in charge, I'll be Commander-in-Chief, and I've said in security, we will be responsive and responsible. That means whatever happens, we'll deal with it decisively, and somebody has to be responsible. If you're not doing it, you're out. We're not going to wait.
You sack a lot of service chiefs.
I said we're not going to wait. Go ask those who worked with me. You are not deliver, you go. We're not. This is not.
Okay.
You can't just stay when things are not working.
Okay.
Exactly. Only in this country, important security information will be released in the public domain, thereby worsening the whole situation. That information should be classified. That is how advanced countries fight terrorism. Peter Obi said he will be Commander-in-Chief, meaning he will be in charge at all times. In conclusion, it's just 4 months away from 2023 general elections. Make up your mind to vote, and please, vote wise, vote right. I'll see you again. Please subscribe to this news channel. Let me be your news blog, and I'll keep you updated.